Welcome to Love Infused Kitchen. I'm Angie, and on today's episode, I'll be making Carrot Cake Cheesecake Bars. So to get started, let's get started first with the cheesecake layer. For my cheesecake layer, I'll be using 2 8-ounce bars of softened cream cheese, to my 2 8-ounce bars of softened cream cheese, I'm going to be adding 2/3 cup of granulated sugar, and I'm going to cream these two items together. Next, I'm adding in 2 teaspoons of all-purpose flour, and I have to add 2 large eggs, adding one at a time. So 1 egg. I'm putting 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract in. There's one. There's the second teaspoon of vanilla extract. This is the 2 teaspoons of all-purpose flour that have evidently stuck to the cup. The last ingredient I'm adding to the cheesecake mixture is 1/2 cup of full-fat sour cream. And I'm just going to make sure everything's incorporated well. Now my recipe instructions say to tap the bowl on the counter about 30 times to remove any air bubbles. I'm going to set the cheesecake mixture to the side. Now for my carrot cake layer, I'm going to be adding 1/2 cup of olive oil, which this is pure olive oil, so there's no flavor. I have 1/3 cup of crushed pineapple that's been drained. And I have 2/3 cup of granulated sugar. And I'm going to cream these together for a couple minutes until they're combined. I'm now adding 1/3 cup of brown sugar. I'm adding 2 eggs. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Whisk these ingredients up. Okay. Here I have 1 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon that's going to go in. 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. I have both 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda in this little dish going in the bowl. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm going to whisk these items together just until combined. All right, for the last ingredients, I'm adding to my bowl 1 1/4 cup of grated carrots. And these are my additional add-ins. I'm adding 1/2 cup of raisins. And I think I'm going to add probably a little bit more than 1/4 cup of minced pecans. And I'm just going to fold these in. And my carrot cake batter is ready to go into my pan. Here I have a 9x9 pan that I've greased with some coconut oil. I then laid down a sheet of parchment paper and greased the parchment paper. And we're going to spread it out in the pan. I ended up scraping some of the carrot cake batter out because I realized that the recipe instructions said to reserve like 2/3 of the batter to put on the top after you apply the cheesecake layer here. So I scraped some of that out. Now I'm going to put my cream cheese layer on here, or cheesecake layer on here. Let me get a spoon to dollop this one, it'll be faster. Nice big helpings of cheesecake. It's nice and thick. Before I forget, I'm going to add my little dollops of carrot cake batter in. Okay. And our carrot cake cheesecake bars are ready to go in the oven. I have my oven preset to 350 degrees. And I think earlier I might have said that my pan was a 9x9. It's a 9x13 pan that's been greased. So let's put the carrot cake bars in the oven. And I'm going to set my timer for 35 minutes. The recipe says it should take 35 to 40. And I'll bring you back when they come out of the oven. My timer has just gone off at 35 minutes. So I just took out the carrot cake cheesecake bars. So I'm going to give you a shot of what they look like. As per the directions, it's okay if the cheesecake bars are just a little bit jiggly, which I think mine were set perfectly. They didn't jiggle at all. So the top could be a little bit golden brown, but I think that looks perfect. Now that the carrot cake cheesecake bars are out of the oven, they need to set at room temperature for 4 hours. It's recommended before cutting So I'm actually going to let them set the rest of the day, or at least let them set out at room temperature for 4 hours, and then I'm going to put them into the fridge until tomorrow. That way they're set all the way, and then I'll bring you back for a taste test. Okay, it's the next day, and I have my Carrot Cake Cheesecake Bars, and I'm going to do a little taste test for you. That is the best of both worlds if you are a cheesecake fan, and if you are a fan of carrot cake. The carrot cake has everything that you want in a carrot cake, especially since I added some nuts and raisins. The cake, or the bar part of it, is very moist. And then the cheesecake part is just perfection with the density of the cheesecake, and the flavor with the mixture of the carrot cake mixed in there is really good. So I think you should give it a try. Well, that's all for today. So until the next time, so long.